Everyone acting normal right now, but the air itself shifted the moment you moved, the way the world blinks, pauses, and takes a breath just for you, as if reality itself noticed you differently. You step, you blink, you think it's just a movement, but the universe registers. The walls lean closer, the shadows breathe heavier, the silence hums louder. Something changed. You can feel it, not in your eyes, not in the sounds, but somewhere deeper, where your chest meets your spine, where your soul measures the weight of presence. Don't ignore it. Most do, and most end up blind to the currents that follow them, the subtle forces that ripple with every heartbeat, every choice, every step. They pretend nothing has changed. The smiles remain, the chatter continues, the world spins. But you felt it, that shift, that fracture in normalcy, that whisper that says, someone or something is noticing you differently now. Right now, as you listen, I want you to take a deep breath, slow, heavy. Feel it sink into your bones, and understand this. The world is watching you move. The shadows that crawl across the corners of rooms, the chill that you can't explain in the back of your neck, the feeling that the lights flicker just for a heartbeat when you pass. All of it is real. It doesn't need to be understood, only acknowledged. And as you sit here, if you are feeling that tug, that pull, that silent pressure, I want you to pause for a moment, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, because the journey we are about to take isn't for everyone. Drop a comment too. Tell me if you've ever felt that split-second shift in the air, the invisible weight, because you are not alone in this, and sharing it might just strengthen your sight, sharpen your instincts, and anchor you before the currents pull you further. The thing about shifts is that they are invisible. They don't announce themselves. They don't knock politely on your door. They slip past your senses first, like smoke, like mist, curling around your ankles, and suddenly, you see the evidence. A door left open, a shadow lingering too long, a reflection that doesn't match your movement. You may laugh it off. You may rationalize it. You may even convince yourself that it's nothing, a trick of the mind. But you know, and knowing is dangerous. Knowing means you cannot ignore what is following. Knowing means that every decision from now on carries weight. It's no longer just you in your space. It is you and the thing that mirrors your heartbeat, the thing that waits in the pauses between the seconds. Notice the silence, not the ordinary quiet, but the thick, waiting kind that blankets the air like velvet. It isn't peaceful, it is anticipatory. The room you are in feels different now. The walls themselves seem to lean inward, closing a little more with every breath you take. And in that silence, in that slow pressure, you feel it, the shift. That invisible observer, that shadow that lingers just at the edge of sight, acknowledges you. The world isn't as normal as it pretends to be, and neither are you. You are awake in a moment when everyone else is asleep, even if their eyes are open, even if their voices chatter. They move as if nothing has changed, but something has, irrevocably. What does it mean to know that a shadow is following you? It means that life is no longer just a path you walk freely. It is a corridor, narrow, stretching endlessly, lined with eyes you cannot see, feelings you cannot name, presences you cannot touch. But you feel them, you sense them. You cannot escape it by turning away, because the shift is already woven into your movements. It is in the very way you inhale and exhale. The moment you moved, the moment you existed in your own momentum, it started, and it will not stop. This isn't fear-mongering, this is awakening. And the only way to survive, to grow stronger, to command the reality around you, is to acknowledge it, to step into the tension and walk it. The shift is not just external, it is inside you. The world has changed around you because you have changed. And this shadow, this presence that follows, is a mirror. It is showing you the cracks in your perception, the places where your attention slips, the corners of yourself that you have never faced. Most avoid this reflection, and that is why most remain blind to the dark currents flowing just beneath the surface of normalcy. But you, if you are listening, if you are breathing, if you are reading this, you have the choice to confront it. You can lean in, observe it, track it, and learn from it. The shadow is not necessarily your enemy. It is a teacher cloaked in darkness, a guide showing you what lies hidden behind the veneer of the world. Every step you take now is a declaration. Every glance over your shoulder, every pause in your motion, every awareness of the unseen forces is a resistance. The world continues to pretend that nothing has shifted, but you know better, and that knowledge is your power. It is quiet, unassuming, but it is absolute. It gives you vision beyond the ordinary. It gives you awareness of movement, of intention, of currents that others stumble through blindly. And this power, this awakening, is not for the faint-hearted. It asks everything of you. It demands that you look where others dare not, that you sense what others ignore, that you embrace tension rather than flee it. Your senses are heightened now. The air feels thicker, the lights seem sharper, the sounds more precise. You notice details that once escaped you. A shadow lingers a moment too long. A reflection moves a heartbeat out of sync. The room hums with life you cannot name. This is your moment of clarity. This is the edge where reality meets the unseen. And the unseen is patient, waiting, watching, learning from you as you learn from it. Do not fear it. Do not flee. Stand, acknowledge, observe, and move deliberately. Every step is a negotiation, every blink a test, every breath a statement. You are here, and you are seen. You might try to convince yourself that the shadow is just imagination, that your mind is overactive, that your senses are playing tricks. But you felt it. You felt the shift. And feeling it once is enough to know it is real. The human mind is a clever deceiver. It wraps fear in excuses, disguises warnings as coincidence, hides truths behind the veil of normalcy. But intuition does not lie. That tingle in your spine, that sudden chill, that sensation that the room has changed, it is all proof. Proof that reality is not as stable as you once believed. Proof that life is not a simple linear march of events. Something deeper, something patient is tracking you. Something waits, not for chaos, but for acknowledgement. And here is the moment most people fail. They look away. They return to comfort, to routine, to chatter, to noise. They dismiss the shift, and in doing so, they lose the opportunity to awaken fully. But you, the one reading this now, you do not turn away. You lean in, you breathe it in, you feel the pulse of the shadow, the rhythm that matches yours, and you begin to understand that awareness itself is a form of strength. Awareness is armor. Awareness is the first step to mastery. If you ignore it, it grows silent but strong, creeping through corners unseen. If you confront it, you gain insight, you gain control, and you learn the truth about presence. The shadow is patient. It is not frantic. It does not rush. It mirrors your movements, waits for your hesitations, notices the gaps in your attention. And that is exactly why most fail to see it. They are not looking carefully enough. They are distracted by noise, by trivialities, by their own unexamined lives. But now, in this moment, you are not distracted. You are alert. You are aware. And in that awareness, there is power. It is quiet power, almost invisible, but it bends the world in subtle ways. When you step into that space fully, you see that life is no longer just happening around you. It is happening with you, and you can influence it. You may feel fear. That is natural. Fear is a signal, a compass, pointing to the edges of the known, the limits of perception, the corners where reality is thin and the unseen presses through. But do not mistake fear for weakness. Fear is the key to focus, the ignition for clarity. Let it sharpen your senses. Let it heighten your perception. Let it remind you that life is fragile, precious, and extraordinary. The shadow is not your enemy unless you treat it as one. It is a mirror of the unseen forces that flow through existence, a guide to the parts of reality most refuse to acknowledge. Every step you take now must be deliberate. Every glance, every breath, every heartbeat carries weight. The world may continue to act normal, indifferent, oblivious, but you are no longer part of that normal. You have shifted. You have pierced the veil of the ordinary, glimpsed the currents beneath, and the shadow knows it. It watches your choices, notes your hesitation, follows your motion. But it is not cruel. It is neutral. It is observing. And observation is power. Because once you understand the patterns, once you see the subtle signals, you can move with purpose rather than being moved. Think about all the moments in life where you acted without seeing the consequences, where choices were made blindly, where the currents carried you like driftwood. Imagine if you had known then what you know now. Imagine the strength that comes from awareness, the clarity that comes from understanding the hidden forces, the advantage of seeing what others cannot. That is where you are now. You have been given a glimpse into a deeper layer of existence, and how you respond will define not just this moment, but every moment after it. The world will tempt you to ignore it. It will whisper, softly, reassuringly, that nothing has changed, that the shift is imagined, that shadows are not real. But you know better. You feel the subtle weight of presence. You notice the almost imperceptible lag in reflections, the faint distortions in light, the way silence stretches longer than it should. These are not accidents. These are signs. These are invitations. And the most important truth is this: the shadow follows not to punish, but to teach, to reveal, to strengthen, to prepare. Those who run from it remain weak, blind, shallow, and afraid. Those who embrace it gain insight, resilience, and vision. There is a rhythm to existence, and the shadow is part of it. Every movement you make resonates through layers of reality you cannot see, but which your awareness can sense. Every choice sends ripples through the currents of life. Every hesitation, every doubt, every denial weakens your connection to clarity. And the shadow, patient as it is, does not intervene directly. It waits for your acknowledgement. It mirrors your fear and your courage alike. It teaches you that strength is not born from ignorance, but from conscious engagement with the unseen. Now, consider this. Most people live their entire lives never noticing shifts, never acknowledging shadows, never perceiving currents beneath the surface. And yet, they act as if they are fully awake, fully aware, fully in control. You, however, have already awakened. You have already seen beyond the veil, and that awakening carries responsibility. It demands focus. It demands courage. It demands discipline. It demands the willingness to walk paths that others fear to tread. It demands that you move deliberately, consciously, fully aware that every step echoes in layers beyond the visible. You will feel tension. You will feel hesitation. You will feel the instinct to retreat into comfort, to ignore the subtle signals, to pretend that life has not shifted. Resist that instinct. Lean into the tension. Breathe it in. Analyze it. Learn from it. Each moment of awareness is a step toward mastery. Each acknowledgement of presence, each observation of the shadow, strengthens your perception. Each deliberate action builds resilience. And slowly, deliberately, you transform from someone who reacts to life into someone who navigates life, someone who moves with the currents rather than being swept along by them, someone who can exist in the presence of darkness without fear. The shadow is teaching patience. It is teaching awareness. It is teaching resilience. It is showing you that life is a constant negotiation between the visible and invisible, between the ordinary and the extraordinary, between what is comfortable and what is real. And the lesson is this: embrace it. Do not fear it. Observe it. Learn from it. And as you do, you will discover something extraordinary, that the shift, the shadow, the unseen currents are not there to limit you, but to awaken the strength that was always within you. You may think that darkness is something to escape, something to resist, something to run from, but that is the illusion that most cling to. Darkness is not your enemy. It is the canvas on which your strength is painted. It is the space where clarity is forged, where awareness is sharpened, where courage is measured. The shadow that follows you is not a threat unless you let it become one. It is a mirror, a guide, a teacher, silently observing the layers of your mind and body, the pauses in your thought, the hesitations in your motion. And the truth is, it only becomes powerful because you give it attention in fear. Shift your focus, and you find that the same presence becomes a tool, a source of insight, a mirror that reveals what is hidden within yourself. The shift you felt the moment you moved, remember it. It was not subtle. It was a fracture in the ordinary, a reminder that life is always alive, always changing, always responsive. Most people ignore these fractures. They patch them with explanations, distractions, routines, and shallow comfort. But not you. You feel it, you see it, and you understand that acknowledgement is the first step to control. Awareness alone gives you a power the blind cannot grasp. And yet, awareness without action is nothing. You must move deliberately, decisively, with intention. Each choice, each glance, each breath becomes part of a dialogue with forces that are older, quieter, and far more observant than you can imagine. Think of every moment you have ignored subtle signals in your life, the fleeting intuition, the uneasy feeling, the gut that told you to pause, the sensation that something was not right. Each time you ignored it, you lost more than just opportunity. You lost clarity. But now you have glimpsed the shift and you cannot unsee it. That is your awakening. That is your edge. That is the moment where ordinary ends and extraordinary begins. And from this moment forward, nothing in your life will ever feel quite the same because you have sensed the currents that others cannot. You are awake. Awareness will make you stronger. It will sharpen your instincts, tune your senses, and teach you to navigate uncertainty with precision. You will notice patterns where others see chaos. You will feel presences where others feel nothing. You will see the spaces between seconds where life itself bends and twists. And the shadow that follows is both proof and guide. Proof that the shift you sensed is real, and guide that it can be understood, mastered, and used to strengthen your existence. Fear it not, but respect it. Respect it as you would a force of nature, indifferent, patient, powerful. It is not against you. It is neutral. It is an opportunity to elevate your perception beyond ordinary limits. Every day, every movement, every breath becomes a negotiation. And in these negotiations, hesitation is your enemy. Doubt is your cage. Indifference is your blindfold. Step deliberately. Move with awareness. Breathe in understanding. Exhale control. Do not let the shadow teach you through fear. Let it teach you through observation. Let it show you where your weaknesses lie, where your attention falters, where your courage must grow. And as you follow this path, you will find a truth that few ever discover. The shadow is not only a teacher of fear, it is a teacher of power, of awareness, of self-mastery. The world will try to pull you back into ordinary. It will whisper that the shift was nothing, that the shadows are imagination, that life is simple, safe, predictable. Do not listen. Those whispers are the chains of those who refuse to awaken. You have already seen beyond the veil. You have already felt the tremor, the subtle pulse of presence that follows, that notices, that observes. And that knowledge, that awareness, is a weapon if wielded with intention. Use it to navigate the currents of life with precision. Use it to see beyond the lies and distractions. Use it to strengthen yourself, to expand your vision, to awaken the parts of you that remained dormant while the world slept. Pain, discomfort, fear. They are all teachers. They are signals that the ordinary has ended, that awareness has begun, that your presence is shifting the currents. You will feel moments of doubt. You will feel moments when the weight of presence presses too heavily on your chest. But remember, each of these moments is an opportunity. Each tremor in your perception, each heartbeat that quickens, each shadow that lingers too long is a lesson. Do not flinch. Do not retreat. Lean in, observe, learn, grow. Every confrontation with the unseen, every recognition of the shift, every acknowledgement of presence is another step toward mastery, toward clarity, toward resilience. Do not mistake patience for passivity. The shadow waits, yes, but it also tests. It mirrors your hesitation. It exaggerates your fear. It observes your limits. And it is relentless. It is quiet. It is invisible. But it is there. And to master this world, to rise beyond ordinary perception, you must embrace the tension it creates. You must move in deliberate patterns, aware of every ripple, every shift, every signal that escapes the ordinary eye. Do this, and the shadow no longer follows. It moves with you. It aligns. It mirrors not fear, but strength. Not hesitation, but awareness. Not weakness, but mastery. You may wonder how to begin, how to step into this awareness without being consumed. The answer is simple. Start with observation. Notice everything. The flicker of light, the pattern of shadows, the echo of silence, the subtle shifts in air. Breathe deeply. Feel your heartbeat. Sense the rhythm of your own presence in relation to everything around you. Do not fight it. Do not flee. Observe, learn, understand, and then act. Each deliberate movement, each conscious choice, each intentional step builds strength. Each engagement with awareness deepens clarity. Each confrontation with fear expands resilience. The shadow is not punishment. It is proof proof that life is not flat, that reality is not uniform, that existence is layered. It is proof that there is depth to perceive, patterns to follow, lessons to learn. And those who recognize it, those who move through it, those who embrace it, are not just awake, they are powerful. They see beyond ordinary. They feel the currents that most cannot sense. They understand what is hidden in plain sight. And most importantly, they no longer need to be led. They move deliberately, with insight, with purpose, with awareness that transcends fear. Now, understand this. The shadow does not vanish. It never will. It is part of the shift, part of your awareness, part of life itself. And that is not weakness. That is opportunity. Most will spend their lives running from shadows they cannot see, denying forces they cannot feel, pretending everything is ordinary. But you are not most people. You have felt the shift. You have sensed the presence. You have acknowledged it. And acknowledgement is everything. The moment you stop denying, Ladies and gentlemen, let me paint you a picture of masterpiece, crafted by none other than the divine hands of God Himself. You see, life isn't random. It's a canvas. Every stroke, every splash of color is intentional and with purpose. Every moment, every struggle, every triumph, woven together in a pattern far beyond our comprehension. This world we inhabit is not one of chaos. It is not a place where things happen by chance. No, God has set into motion an intricate design, far more perfect than we could ever fully understand. And He works in ways that are beyond our human reasoning. You see, sometimes we find ourselves in situations that seem unjust. They appear to be dark and unexplainable. We are wounded by the actions of others, betrayed by those we trusted, hurt by the ones we loved, left wondering where God is in all of it. But let me tell you something profound. God is never absent. He is not sitting idly by, watching us suffer in vain. His plan is unfolding, even when we can't see it. His presence is more evident than we could ever imagine. The battles you face, the storms you endure, are not accidents. They are the tools that God uses to shape you into the person He needs you to become. It may feel like the world is against you, that you are constantly under attack, that your strength is being drained. But what if I told you that everything you've been through has had one singular purpose: to prepare you for something greater, to equip you with the wisdom and resilience you need to step into your destiny, and most importantly, to humble those who thought themselves untouchable? Yes, you heard me right. God used you to humble them and break their inflated, narcissistic ego. There are people in this world who think they are untouchable. They walk around with their heads held high, believing that their status, their power, their wealth, their influence can shield them from any consequences. They have built their identities on the false notion that they are above everyone else, that they are the center of the universe and the world revolves around them. They look down on others with contempt and disregard those who are less fortunate or less powerful with a sense of superiority that blinds them to the humanity of those they dismiss. These individuals are blinded by their own pride, consumed by their own sense of self-importance, and for the longest time, they are allowed to thrive in their arrogance because the world rewards those who succeed, no matter how they get there. But let me tell you something powerful about the ways of God. He doesn't look at things the way we do. He doesn't see power the way the world does. He doesn't measure success by the same standards we apply. And He doesn't let pride and ego go unchallenged. You see, when you were struggling, when you were facing your darkest moments, when you were being attacked, when your enemies thought they had the upper hand, when they mocked, you laughed at your pain, underestimated your strength, They didn't realize that it was all part of God's plan. They didn't understand that you were being shaped for a moment that would bring them to their knees and reveal the truth of who they really were. They didn't know that their arrogance would be their downfall and your humility would be the instrument of their correction. God allowed them to thrive for a season, but that season is coming to an end, and as the winds of change begin to blow and their world begins to crumble around them, they will finally see what they couldn't see before: the fragility of their power, the emptiness of their ego, the illusion of their superiority. You were the one they overlooked, the one they dismissed, the one they thought was weak, but in the end you are the one who will stand tall, and they will be humbled. They will see that the God who has carried you through every trial, every setback, every painful moment is the same God who will deliver you from their grasp and expose their pride for what it truly is. And let me tell you this, they will never be the same again. Because pride has a way of blinding people to their own flaws. But when the light of truth shines on them, they will be forced to face what they have hidden from themselves. They will no longer be able to live in the illusion that they are untouchable, that they are superior to everyone around them. The very ego they use to build themselves up will be the thing that brings them down, and they will remember your strength, your resilience, your unwavering faith in God, even when it seemed like you had nothing left to give. They will see how God used your suffering to humble them, to break the chains of their own inflated self-importance, and to reveal the truth that no one is above the divine will of God. Now I know this message might not resonate with everyone, because there are some who may think that this is a message of vengeance or retaliation, but that couldn't be further from the truth. What God is doing is not about revenge, it is about justice. It is about restoring balance. It is about bringing people back to a place of humility so they can recognize their need for grace and mercy. God is not punishing them for the sake of punishment. He is using your life as a mirror to show them the error of their ways and to give them a chance to repent and change. He is giving them the opportunity to see that no matter how high they rise, they will never be higher than Him. The moment of reckoning is coming, and they will have no choice but to acknowledge what they once denied. They will see that they are not in control, that they do not have all the answers, that their power is fleeting, and their pride is a trap. And when that moment comes, when they are brought to their knees, when they are forced to confront their own inadequacies and flaws, when they realize that they were never as strong as they thought they were, you will be standing tall, not in arrogance, but in the strength that only comes from God. You will not gloat, you will not take pleasure in their downfall, because you understand that their humbling was never about you getting back at them. It was about God working in ways that are beyond human comprehension to bring about His will in this world. So when you see their downfall, when you see their ego shattered, when you see them brought low, know that it was God who did this. It was God who used you as the instrument to break their pride and reveal the truth of their heart. It was God who allowed them to think they were untouchable, only to show them the reality of their humanity. And as you stand there in the wake of their humbling, remember, this God did not bring you through your struggles for nothing. He did not allow you to endure what you endured for no reason. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a vessel of God's will, and everything that has happened in your life has been leading you to this moment. So let me say it again. God used you to humble them and break their inflated narcissistic ego. He used your strength, your resilience, your faith, to bring them to a place where they could no longer deny the truth. He used your pain to expose their pride. He used your journey to reveal the emptiness of their own self-importance. And when it is all said and done, they will know that there is no one greater than God, no one higher than His will, no one stronger than His power, They will be forced to reckon with the fact that their arrogance was never a source of true power, and that the only true strength comes from humility before the divine. And as for you, you will emerge from this season stronger, wiser, and more aware of the purpose God has for your life. You will not be shaken by the opinions of others, because you know that your worth is not determined by their approval or validation. You will walk with your head held high, not in arrogance, but in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are a child of God, and that He has a plan for your life that no one can take away. You will not be moved by the storms of life, because you know that you are anchored in something far greater than any force in this world. Your faith will be unshakable, and your purpose will be unbreakable. So take heart, my friends, and know that your struggles are not in vain. Your pain has a purpose. Your humility has a power that the world cannot comprehend. You were chosen for this moment, and you are being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. God has used you to humble the prideful, and He is using you to reveal His glory in this world. Keep walking in faith. Keep trusting in His plan, and know that the best is yet to come. When you face the most challenging of circumstances, when you feel that the weight of the world is pressing on you, when the world around you is dark and uncertain, you must understand that it is in these very moments that God is doing the most significant work within you. These are not times to retreat or lose hope. These are the moments where God shapes you into the person He created you to be. The trials, the hardships, the pain, they are not obstacles to your success, but the very means by which God refines you, strengthens you, and prepares you for greatness. And you may not see it in the moment, but the best is yet to come. We live in a world that often measures success through external accomplishments, wealth, fame, and status. We are taught from an early age that these are the things that define our worth, that the person with the biggest bank account, the loudest voice, and the most followers is the one who has made it. But God sees things differently. His perspective is far greater, and His purpose is far deeper than anything this world can offer. Your value is not determined by what you can accumulate or how much attention you can attract. Your value is rooted in your identity as a child of the Most High, and it is that identity that cannot be shaken, no matter what the world throws your way. The prideful, the arrogant, those who walk with inflated egos, believing that their power and influence make them untouchable, they are often the ones who forget that the true measure of strength lies in humility. Their arrogance blinds them to the truth of their own fragility, and in their pursuit of greatness, they forget that all power, all success, all accomplishments are fleeting. It is only by God's grace that anyone rises to any position of influence or prominence. It is only by His will that anyone is granted success, and those who fail to acknowledge His hand in their rise will inevitably fall. The best part of it all is that you are the instrument God used to bring them to that realization. You were not created to be a passive player in this game of life. You were not meant to be a bystander watching from the sidelines while others take center stage. No, God has placed you in this world with a purpose that transcends the superficial measures of success that the world holds dear. You are here to make a difference, to change lives, and to reveal the glory of God through your actions, your words, and your very existence. And in the process, you will encounter individuals who believe they are the center of the universe. You will face people who have convinced themselves that they are beyond reproach, beyond challenge. You will encounter the prideful, the narcissistic, and the egotistical. And it is through these very encounters that God will reveal the truth to them. But here's the thing. When God uses you to humble someone, He does so with great precision. He doesn't need to resort to violence or revenge. He doesn't need to destroy anyone to make His point. Instead, He uses the strength of your character, the depth of your faith, and the power of your resilience to expose their weaknesses. It is in your humility that you become an instrument of divine correction. When the world tells you to fight back, to take vengeance into your own hands, God whispers to you to trust in His timing and His justice. He tells you that you don't need to prove anything to anyone because your worth is already established in His eyes. When others look at you and try to tear you down, they don't understand that God is using their opposition to elevate you. Do you understand the power of that? The very people who thought they could manipulate, exploit, or use you will eventually come to realize that they have underestimated you. They will learn that the strength they thought they were exploiting was not your own, but God's. They will come to understand that every time they tried to break you, they only built you up stronger. They will come to see that every wound they inflicted upon you became the foundation upon which your faith was solidified. They will realize that their prideful disregard for your worth has only led to their own downfall. And let me be clear, this is not a message of hatred or vengeance. This is not about celebrating the destruction of others, no matter how deserving they may seem. This is a message of God's justice, His perfect sense of timing, and His unparalleled ability to take what the enemy intended for evil and turn it for good. It is a reminder that God is in control, even when it seems like the wicked prosper and the righteous suffer. The world may try to convince you that the prideful are the winners, but God's economy is different. His justice is perfect, and His timing is flawless. And when the moment comes for those who have acted with arrogance to face the consequences of their actions, you will be there, not as a spectator, but as a witness to the greatness of God's plan. There is a truth that we must all come to understand, and that truth is that no one escapes God's judgment. The prideful will fall, the arrogant will be humbled, the narcissistic egos will be broken, and when that moment comes, it will not be the result of your efforts, but of God's divine intervention. You were simply the instrument through which He worked His will, and as they experience the crushing weight of their own pride being broken, they will come to understand that no one stands taller than the Lord. They will come to realize that their inflated sense of self-importance was nothing but an illusion, a temporary mirage that has now been shattered by the power of the Almighty. But even in their humbling, you will not rejoice at their misfortune. Instead, you will understand that their downfall was a necessary part of their journey. Just as you were once broken and brought low, so too must they be brought to the place where they recognize their need for God. It is in this humbling that they will have the opportunity to repent, to change, and to seek the mercy and grace that you have already received. And when they do, when they turn their hearts back to the Lord, you will be there to witness the transformation that only God can bring. In the meantime, your role is not to become consumed by their pride or their fall. Your role is to continue walking in the purpose that God has set before you. Your role is to keep pressing forward in faith, knowing that God's hand is upon you. The best is yet to come, and the challenges you face today are the very means by which God is preparing you for the greatness He has in store for you. Do not let the pride of others discourage you. Do not let their egos cloud your vision. Keep your eyes fixed on the goal that lies ahead, and know that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. The road ahead may not always be easy. There will be times when you feel weary and discouraged. There will be moments when the weight of the world presses on your shoulders, and you will question whether you can continue. But I urge you to remember this: the best is yet to come. Your journey is not in vain. The struggles you endure, the trials you face, the battles you fight, they are not without purpose. God is using them to shape you, to mold you, and to prepare you for the moment when He will elevate you to the place He has always intended for you. Trust in His plan and know that He will bring you through every trial, every tribulation, and every hardship. As you watch the prideful, the arrogant, and the narcissistic crumble under the weight of their own egos, remember that you are standing in the grace and strength of the Lord. You do not need to seek revenge or take matters into your own hands. God is in control, and He will make all things right in His perfect time. Continue to walk in faith, continue to trust in His plan, and continue to be a witness to His glory. The best is yet to come, and you are destined for greatness. Keep your eyes on the prize and know that God is with you every step of the way. The journey ahead may be filled with challenges, obstacles, and moments of uncertainty, but I assure you, His presence will never leave you. God is not a distant figure who observes from afar. He is an active, living force in your life. Every step you take, every decision you make, and every trial you face, He is there with you, guiding, shaping, and preparing you for what lies ahead. You are not walking this path alone. Even when the road gets rough and the weight of the world seems unbearable, God is walking beside you, holding your hand, carrying you when you cannot carry yourself. Let me remind you of something important. God's plan for your life is far greater than any earthly measure of success. The world may try to tell you that your worth is based on your achievements, your social status, or the accolades you receive, but God sees you in a way that no one else can. He sees your heart, your character, and your purpose. The world may overlook you, dismiss you, or even try to break you, but none of that matters because God has already chosen you for something greater. His calling on your life is irrevocable, and He will see it through to completion. Understand this truth. When God is with you, there is nothing and no one that can stand in the way of His purpose for your life. The world will come at you with all its forces, trying to knock you down, attempting to make you doubt yourself, to make you question whether you're worthy of the life He has promised you. The arrogant, the narcissistic, and the proud may mock you, belittle you, or underestimate you. But remember, they do not see what God has placed inside of you. They cannot understand the fire that burns within your soul, the destiny that is unfolding before you. Those who are driven by their ego will always think that the world revolves around them, that they can control everything, that they can manipulate situations and people to serve their purposes. But let me tell you this, their grip on the world is fleeting. The more they cling to their inflated sense of self-importance, the harder they fall when their pride is shattered. In contrast, those who walk humbly, who acknowledge the hand of God upon their lives, may face hardships and moments of despair, but they will stand firm. Their foundation is not built on pride or arrogance, but on the unshakable truth that God is with them. You may find yourself questioning, why do I have to endure this? Why do the proud seem to thrive while I struggle? But I tell you now, do not be deceived by what you see in the natural. The proud may seem to prosper for a season, but their success is built on a foundation that will eventually crumble. The world may applaud their achievements, but God sees the truth of their hearts. He knows their motives, and He will allow them to reach the peak of their pride only to bring them down at the right moment. Your humility, your perseverance, your faithfulness to God's will outlast their pride, because God is with you and His promises are steadfast. The beauty of God's plan for your life is that He is not merely concerned with your earthly success. He is preparing you for something far more significant, something eternal. The trials you face are not in vain. They are part of a greater purpose that is unfolding in ways you may not fully understand right now. But trust in this. Every trial, every battle, every moment of suffering is molding you, shaping you, and making you stronger. Through these trials, God is refining you, purging you of anything that could hinder His purpose for your life. And when the time is right, He will elevate you to heights that you could never have imagined on your own. You may wonder, How long will this journey take? How many more struggles must I endure? The answer is this: as long as it takes for God to shape you into the person He has called you to be. His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with your own understanding. But know this: every step of the way, God is with you. He is your strength when you are weak, your hope when you are hopeless, your guide when you are lost. And as you continue to walk in faith, trusting in His plan, He will begin to reveal more and more of the path He has set before you. What seems like a long, difficult journey now will one day make perfect sense. Every hardship, every setback will be understood in light of the greatness He is preparing you for. And when God brings you through the fire, when you emerge on the other side stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you were before, you will look back with gratitude. You will understand that the struggles were not meant to break you, but to refine you. They were the very tools God used to shape you for greatness. The proud and the arrogant may have tried to break you, to make you doubt your worth, but God used their opposition to build you up, to teach you the strength of humility, to show you the depth of your own faith. In this journey, you will find that your enemies will be your greatest teachers. It is through their pride and arrogance that you will learn the value of humility. It is through their attempts to break you that you will discover the depth of your own resilience. And it is through their false sense of superiority that you will learn the importance of staying grounded in the truth of God's Word. You will learn that true power does not come from the world's recognition, but from the quiet, steady faith that God has placed within you. As you walk through this life, you will encounter many people who think they have it all figured out. They will try to manipulate, control, and dominate others, believing that their success is proof of their superiority. But God will expose their pride for what it is. He will use you, the humble servant, to show them that true strength lies in humility, not arrogance. They will be forced to confront the reality that their inflated egos cannot shield them from the consequences of their actions. You will also find that as God elevates you, He will use your success to glorify His name. The world may try to dismiss your achievements, to minimize your progress, but God will make sure that the glory belongs to Him. Every victory, every triumph, every success will be a testimony to His faithfulness, His grace, and His power. And when others see the work that God has done in your life, they will be forced to recognize that it was His hand that brought you through, that it was His strength that made you who you are. But remember, as God elevates you, the temptation will arise to become like those who once looked down on you, to let pride take root in your heart. And that is why it is so important to remain humble, to continue trusting in God's plan, to always acknowledge His hand in your life. It is only by His grace that you have come this far, and it is only by His grace that you will continue to walk in the destiny He has for you. You will never be the same person you were when this journey began. God is transforming you into someone new, someone stronger, someone more capable of fulfilling the purpose He has set before you. And the best part is, this transformation is ongoing. As long as you continue to trust in Him, as long as you continue to walk in faith, God will continue to mold you, shape you, and guide you toward the incredible future He has prepared for you. So when the world tells you that you will never make it, when the arrogant and prideful try to tear you down, when you feel like giving up, remember that God is with you. He has been with you every step of the way, and He will never leave you. His plan for your life is greater than anything you can imagine, and the best is yet to come. Stand firm in your faith. Walk humbly before the Lord. Trust in His timing and His purpose. And know that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, you are never alone. God is with you every step of the way, and He will bring you through to victory. The prideful may rise for a time, but God's hand is upon you. and in His time, He will bring them low, and you will stand, not in your own strength, but in the power of the Almighty, a living testament to His greatness and His faithfulness. In conclusion, remember this: God is with you every step of the way. The journey may be filled with trials and challenges, but each one is shaping you for the greatness He has planned. The prideful and arrogant may rise, but their time is temporary, and their fall will be God's justice in motion. Trust in His timing, remain humble, and keep walking in faith. His hand is upon you, and the best is yet to come. Stay strong, stay faithful, and know that you are destined for greatness in His divine purpose.